Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm really excited to have y'all. Happy after Thanksgiving. We're in between Christmas and Thanksgiving, and so today I'm gonna try these pecan chocolate chip cookies. They sound like they're gonna be super delicious. I'm not a huge fan of pecans, but I'm gonna give it a try because maybe we'll like it. How y'all like my new apron? Somebody got it for me for my birthday. Thanks, Sarah. I appreciate you. Anyways, let's jump right in. Alright, so first things first for this pecan chocolate chip. It's supposed to be coconut cookies, but I don't really care for coconut, so I'm going to leave that out. First thing is an entire cup of butter. It says SOFEN, so I went ahead and heated that up in the microwave just to get that completely soft. Then it calls for some cream cheese. It calls for 8 ounces. So it's an entire packet. So there's that. Then next thing it calls for is the brown sugar. So it calls for a cup of brown sugar, and I knew I was almost out, so I pulled out a bag as well. As I was always taught, first in, first out. Thank you, Subway, for teaching that to me. So I believe I said it right here. Yep. I don't know why I cut such a small. Okay, and it does say a cup of packed brown sugar. So I'm going to do my best to pack it and not make a mess. And this one hopefully is a success because I don't know if I could take another fail like last week's was. So there's my cup of brown sugar. I'll finish that up. Alright, and then we need to put in our cup of sugar. And that's just my oven preheated. It's supposed to be preheated at 350. So then here's that. And I'm going to let that mix for a little bit before I add the eggs. Alright, so this is looking pretty creamy. I'm going to go ahead and add in the eggs. So it calls for 3 large eggs, but since I have chickens and I have smaller eggs, I'm going to go ahead and do 3. And it does call for the entire egg, just making sure. Alright, we got all 3 eggs in there. Eggs and vanilla it calls for. So I need an entire teaspoon of vanilla. There's that. And let's get it going. Alright, so that's really mixed well. Next we need our flour, baking soda, and salt. So for flour, I just need 2.5 cups, which this is a whole cup already in here, so I'm just going to use this. So here's 1. I'm going to go ahead and throw in the baking soda and salt prior to doing my other scoops, just so it's kind of mixed together when it goes in. For salt, it requires 1 teaspoon. So there's 1. And then for baking soda, it also calls for 1. Oop, that might have been a little more than 1. I just want to give some back. Alright, so now we are still good for the rest of our flour. So I'm going to go ahead and get this started again. Alright, so this looks and smells delicious. It smells almost like a regular chocolate chip cookie. So I've got all of my wet ingredients in there, all my dry ingredients. Now it says to just put them in droplets on your baking sheet. And then, but we didn't add in the chocolate chips. So we need to stir in the chocolate chips. I'm going to go ahead and add them in with the blender. I'm just going to go very, very slow so I don't kill the chocolate chips and they still have a chocolate chip look to them. Blah. Alright. So far I feel like this is going a lot better than the meringue. Alright. So again, not going to kill it, just going to turn on a little bit. Trying to kill it. Alright, that looks stirred pretty well. From there, we're just going to put it on a baking sheet. And then we're going to put some pecans, however you say that. I know either way is correct. And we're just going to put those on a baking sheet. So I'm going to clear this off a little bit. Here's the first baking sheet. I always like to use an ice cream scoop for any cookies. And I just scoop them. I want to make sure I'm doing this exactly right. Yeah. Yep. And then you top it with a little pecan. So it is literally like chocolate chip cookies, which is what the name says. Pecan chocolate chip cookies. Coconut cookies. Which I skipped the coconut. If you wanted to add the coconut, you're supposed to add that at the exact same time as the chocolate chips. And you could add 2/3 cups of sweetened coconut. I don't mind coconut so much, but my husband's not a fan, and he's already not a fan of pecans. So I'm going to avoid 2 things that he dislikes. I'm going to stir this a little bit with my chocolate, with my ice cream scooper, because it's not very well stirred. Alright. Ooh, it tastes good too. I know there's eggs in it, I shouldn't like it, but it's whatever. So, these are going to be some big cookies, but that's okay. Maybe they'll mold together. So next, you are supposed to, let me wipe my hand. The only reason I really wanted to do this recipe was because when I was at Publix last week shopping, I saw that pecans and walnuts were buy one get one free. So I was like, I need to branch out. So I bought them and figured I need to try something with it. And then I went through this old recipe book that my grandmother left behind me. It's not my grandmother's, it's just a taste of home one. And I figured maybe I'll try one. Oh no. Not doing a very good job of opening this. There we go. So this is actually crushed, like chopped ones. It said to use your whole ones and then to cut them in half. So since these are chopped, I think I'm just gonna press a few of them in the top. Like so. Yeah, I think that'll be good. I think I'm going to make one tray with them and one tray without. This recipe is pretty similar to my normal chocolate chip recipe that I would make, so I think they'll be good either way. I've just never made chocolate chip cookies with cream cheese in it. That's a new one. So we'll see how those turn out. So I'm gonna make one tray with and one tray without. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw this in the oven. Oh, had to speak too fast. So this goes in the oven for 9 to 11 minutes. And then you wanna put it on a cooling rack. So I will be right back. All right, so all the cookies are out of the oven, and I'm not sure what really happened, but all of the ones that have the pecans on it look great, and all of the ones that don't look very big. So I'm thinking that maybe there was something with the mixture of the pecans that held it all together. I don't know. So I'm gonna try this guy. He looks delicious. Look at the inside of him. I'm impressed. That's a good cookie. I love it. Now I put these in for 11 minutes. It said 9 to 11. When I went to pull them out the first time, they weren't quite done. They didn't have the brown around the edges. That's what I always look for. I don't necessarily go by the main times that they say because I like a soft cookie. So these were really for 11 minutes. These ended up going in for maybe 13 to 15 minutes because they are bigger and they're just fluffier. So I'm thinking something with the almond, not the almonds, the pecans held these together. It's a very good cookie. I do recommend this recipe. Yeah. So this is all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys really enjoyed this recipe. It did turn out delicious, and I'm so glad it did because I needed something to bring me up from last week because last week was awful. So I definitely think this one turned out good. I figured it would because I was hoping if it was in a recipe book that it's passed some critiques, that it's not just a potential Pinterest that somebody made up. Yeah, so anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I love y'all and I appreciate y'all. I hope you guys hit the like button and you guys go ahead and hit the subscription button if you haven't already. I really appreciate every view, every like, every comment, everything that y'all do for me. Yeah, so let me know if you guys have any requests, anything you want to see, anything you want me to try, whether it's hard or easy, I might try it. And yeah, see you guys next week.